everyone, it's Annette Green back again. I'm working in my vintage black Elizabeth Craft Designs memory keeping planner. This is the full-size planner, and I am documenting every week in my life of 2023. This is planner 2 of 2 because, the first one got full, so I had to get another one going here. So we are all the way back here on week 50. If you joined me last week, here's week 49. I had a lot of photos to get into a small space, so I tell you all about that and building this layer and having this little hidden tag underneath my wreath here and a little construction of a slider kind of mechanism underneath there, like a channel. So if you missed it, go ahead and check that out. But we're going to be working over here today. And if you follow me at all on social media, you know all about Paul's ugly Christmas sweater. His Christmas sweater says, "I hate everything about this, but my wife is crafty, so, you know." Mine says Slay Queen, which wasn't as popular in social media as his was, of course, and of course his face. So this is the star of the show. This is all that's going to be on this page today. I don't normally do just one photo. And we did a lot of things this week, but I just figured this was super fun. I want to talk about it. I can always list all the other things that we did. I don't have to have a picture for every little thing. You may be wondering right away, why do you have two photos there? And they are slightly different. Like I'm not sure if you'll pick up on this on the camera or not, but they are slightly different. This is the original photo that I tried to just lighten, and Paul's sweater is very like extra red in this photo, and I didn't like it, and knowing of course that it was going to be facing the page that I already did, I didn't really want that really orangey bright red on this page over here. So I will take you over to the computer as I'm talking now, and I will show you that I simply opened this photo and went in to Photoshop Elements and just did a desaturation. That's all I did, is I just took all that really bright red. I just did it over the whole photo. I didn't isolate his shirt or anything like that. I just slid the little slider to take down that saturation level just a little bit, and now it looks probably more true to what it is. Sometimes in your photo and printing, it can brighten things up or blow things out a little bit. And you can even see that in like details in my face. It's been blown out quite a bit, just trying to lighten the photo. So desaturating is sometimes a better option. And as usual, so I'll be using this one on the left. As usual, I have a plan somewhat. Just try to get a little prepared before I come on here and start fumbling around. And I do keep like bits like this. You may have seen on different things I've posted before. I have several bins over there. Some are labeled journaling, and it's all these cut aparts that I've just thrown in there, so I have something quick to pull for journaling. In fact, this was pulled from there. This one is just Christmas stuff, so I thought I'd pull something from there to make it easy. Some of them say tags and tickets, just different things that after I've sort of exhausted a paper pack and I have little bits and pieces left and there's some cut aparts, I will go ahead and just cut those out just in one sitting and throw them into one of these bins. Okay, and this is an extra sheet of paper left over from the December Day by Day this year. This is another paper pack since I was working from several to create that class back in October. But so I thought, well, this would be a great page to kind of pull from for some elements for my page. In particular, I'm looking at this thing right here, so I'm just going to get that out of here. And we'll work with this. And I'll show you what my idea is. Now, I won't get rid of this because this could be a journaling thing too. It just depends on how the layout goes. But we know we have to have a photo, and we have to have maybe some photo mats. And so I'll talk about what I have here. But, basically we're going to layer this up and get the photo on here. And then we have to have our number 50 for the week and a little bit of embellishment. So I have kind of looked in my bin over here. I think I want to include Holly Jolly Everything, this little tag, and maybe even this one here. No, not that one. Stories of this December season. Kind of thinking about that. You see the black and the red and the black and the red. That's kind of what I'm thinking when I'm making these choices. While I'm cutting this out, I will say that I did not forget about posting my paper trimmer video. I still have to do that yet. It's been a little busy. We've been having a lot of fun, so I just haven't had time for that. And I'm working on something big for 2024 for Elizabeth Craft Design, so that's been keeping me very busy as well. So this is just my smaller Fiskars with the wire in it, which is great for photo cutting out, but I definitely am going to do that video this week, so watch for that. And while I'm cutting this out, which I'm just using my big scissors here, I will chit-chat like I sometimes do, and we'll talk about those ugly Christmas sweaters. I made them. I think that's a given. I don't know. I made them myself, and I did a lot of that on the Cricut with vinyl, and I haven't done that in quite a long time. So, gosh, some things that I learned that I did not know was that, I mean, unless I'm mistaken, I don't think you need the transfer stuff anymore, because so much of the vinyl has like a transfer layer to it. So when you cut it out like in a mirror fashion, and then you have this clear layer that helps you place it. It's hard to describe. If you do any kind of Cricut stuff like that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But boy, it was super easy work compared to how I remember it used to be when I first tried to do iron on vinyl and stuff like that. So, you know, I went to the Dollar Tree, I went to Walmart, and I even went to like my local thrift shop, and I bought a bunch of little Christmas junk and bells and things to sew onto the sweaters. Even these lights, gosh, Paul was twinkling, and I had jingle bells all over me, and he had ornaments sewn all over him. And it was all because our neighborhood, our little community here, had an ugly Christmas sweater holiday party. And I just, you know, I like a challenge, so it's like, all right, I'm gonna do that. So that's how that got started. Okay, so that's cut out. I've just inked it with walnut stain because that's nice and dark. This is just from my stash, some old stuff. I was going to put a mat together for my photo, and so of course I have used my postage stamps from Elizabeth Craft Designs, my die, and this is the largest one, and it fits in here just beautifully. So I thought I would put that there and put my little grid paper here as a photo mat to our photo, and that really kind of helps that stand out pretty nicely. So there's one unit. I could get this all put together, and I think I will. And I was just getting ready to stick this on here, and I feel like it needs a little bit more of a mat behind it that will set it off from that color. So I grabbed this red, and I'm just going to put the slightest little mat behind here, just a peek of it. And I think that's going to help that stand out a little bit better. You can let me know what you think, but I think so. I mean, just ever so slight. Yeah. I mean, that helps so much. You see that? I think I like it. And it doesn't really, you know, it's not the same exact shade of red as Paul's sweater, so that's what helps it work. Like, for him not to blend right into that matte either. So, perfect. There's a nice little, oh my gosh, look at y'all. Oh my goodness. Okay, undo time. If you ever do this and you don't know what undo is, undo. Remover. This will help you, especially if you use tape runner. Now, if you use liquid glue, this is not going to work for you. But this is going to work nicely to get this off of here. And those of you that have been crafting for a while, you know all about undo. So I'm going to work this gently and get this off of here, because I just stuck it on upside down. I wonder how many of you caught that as I was doing it. Probably yelling. You got to yell louder. Okay, so I got to give this a minute to dry and get that to go away, and this as well, and we'll get that put back together. Okay, wow. I was just so distracted. That is much better. I thought it didn't feel right. Okay, we're back on track. Okay, and you can see by just laying this here and then having these few elements and then my 50, I'm really already losing a lot of room in here to do much journaling about what we did all week. So I'm going to have to make some cuts, I think. But I wanted to show you this little detail. It's so minuscule, this little fussy detail, but I've got this little drop shadow area, or like this tab and tag kind of thing here. And the paper, the striped paper, just kind of abruptly runs into that. And so I feel like, you know, I want to get in there and make a little shadow. So I'm just taking a tan marker right below that paper line and creating a little bit more of a shadow there. It's such a small little detail, but to me that makes a lot of difference. It looks nice because it seemed funny to me that this was inked and then it just stopped and then it ran across here with no division for this little tag thing sticking out. So that's just a little something. Okay, so we have this, we got our 50. I need to decide on the color. The numbers, of course, come from Planner Essentials 37, Stitched Letters and Numbers. I want to work some green in here too, so I've grabbed my Joy and Mary die set. And I realize I'm very close. I think I want to use some holly kind of as a background element, and my holly that I designed here has 2 layers to it, sort of an outline and then the background shadow part. So I'm going to play with that. I don't think I want anything else from here, so I just need to get some colors together here. Okay, and I'm just thumbing through. This is the Paper Pack Christmas Field Notes, which was, again, this was this year's December Day by Day paper collection. So I'm just thumbing through my scraps trying to find some greens, 2 different tones of greens, and this was just like an extra page that I had cut out for designing the class. So I'm going to go with this and then die cut those 2 layers, and I'm going to save this, I think, for my 50. So I have a little green down here and green up there on my page. We'll see how that looks. Some of these elements that I have used earlier are from, like the Holly Jolly Everything tag. I'm pretty sure that was from one of the books, Reminiscence, the book that had a lot of Christmas stuff in it. So lots of reds and greens. What I like to do is I cut out the outliney one with a lighter green and the background with a darker. You can do it just the opposite and it looks super nice as well. That's just the way I'm going to do this one. I've cut out my 50 in green and also in a little bit of red because I'm not sure if I want to use, you know, like part of this as part of the element on the top of the page. So I'm just going to set that aside for now. Get these glued together, and then this is going to be my journaling tag, I think, down here. So I need to make it look more like a tag eventually. So I'm just kind of getting it all worked out first. All right, let me get this glued together. And what I like to do is just put some glue on the top couple here. So these 3 or 4, because you know, sometimes your glue can dry before you get all the way to the bottom. So I'm going to just do a little bit at a time. And I'm using my Barely Art glue because it has a little bit longer drying time, and that means I can kind of slide it into place and not work so frantically and quickly before the glue dries. All right, I'm really moving along here with a plan. So this is what I kind of have laid out here. I cut out the word ugly. It's not a nice word, is it? But you know, ugly Christmas sweater. So I did cut those letters out in black from number 2056, the tab 5 with photo slider. I made a page with that photo slider before. That was really fun. And also on that set, there are some hole reinforcements that are kind of ovally like this. And I think I'm going to do that down the side here in that same green, just to get a little more green on the page. So I will cut those out real quick and then we'll get this going. You see that I have used the negative from the red and I've popped the green letters, numbers in there. So I think that's looking all right. And I built my little holly down here. Okay, well, I was going to do all green, but then I got to thinking about how the holly's probably going to be down here, and I don't think I want green down here with green, so I did a couple of them in that red, and I think what I'll do is I'll do a red one up here, 2 greens, and then just the reverse down here, 2 greens and a red, like so. So I did cut out some holly berries as well from that same set from the holly, so I'm going to work those in. But I think I'm to the point now where I have an idea of what needs to go down. I'm going to start getting things on here and layering them with some adhesive. Okay, as I'm fussing with little detail things, I was just wondering, are we the only country here in the US that does the ugly Christmas sweater thing? I would like to know. So I just put an eyelet in there and some red twine. My eyelet is green just because I have a bunch of colors. I thought, well, why not? So I think I'm going to put that up there. But as I'm making these little decisions and such, I just wanted to keep mentioning, as I do, that if you are not already, you can follow me on social media, because I do a lot of stuff, probably daily, on my social media. And one of them is my December day by day little album. I've been doing quick little reels as I put together those pages, which has been really fun. Just super speeded up, quick, each day in December kind of pages. So I'll put my links to my social media below. That's a lot of times where you'll see little teasers of things coming up. You know, I can't always cover every little thing here on YouTube, so that's where social media comes in to play. All right, I'm going to put my 50 up here. I'm going to glue a few more things down, and then I will come right back. I'm going to make a little tag out of this one, but I wanted to show you this little punch. Oh, I think I like this one better. You know how I always use my 3-way punch, the Katamaro Pro, for rounding corners. This is a 3-way, like squared off corner thingy, so it's great for tags. And I was told about it from Summer Painter with the Elizabeth Craft Designs design team. She recommended it to me, I'm pretty sure, and so I have marked SML here, but there is a little picture for the size of the cut that it did, and you saw I just used the large, so I'm going to put that over here. I'll link to that little punch. It's on Amazon. Now typically I would not want to put something that I'm going to journal on down, but I need to know exactly how much room I'm going to have, and I need to get it underneath here. So I am going to go ahead and commit and get this down first this time. And the reason why I say I don't, usually do that is because I want to make sure I don't mess up when I write my journaling stuff. If it happens, there's always a fix, but you try to avoid the boo-boos so it looks pretty. So there's that, and now I know I can put this down. I have a little adhesive on here already, but I'm going to add a little more at the bottom where it's going to overlap my tag. And I think I want it to come down a little, so a little more overlap there. Looks good. Okay. Then I got to get the word ugly back in here and my holly on here. I think what I want to do here is I want to snip this holly, a little bit of an angle down here, and use some more leaves elsewhere. So we don't really need all that huge bunch down here, but just enough to make a little embellishment down here, and then we can use these in other places. I don't know where just yet. I don't know. I'll figure that out later. Let's get this down now. I've switched glues now because I have art glitter glue in this one. I don't need a lot of drying time, and I love my precision glue press because I don't have to keep putting the cap back on the glue. Okay, I feel like my page is pretty well done. I did grab my white acrylic paint pen I just got these recently, so I want to try these out on the berries for a little shine spot. You have to kind of get it going like all paint pens. Get that flowing. And I'll put just a little shine. As you can see, I added the little red berries there. And my holly. And so that needs just a second to dry. Now I could take the paint pen and do some other stuff, but I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm just gonna leave it be. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna carefully put it back into the planner until that white paint dries. And there we go. Those two pages look nice side by side, don't they? I like that. Okay, well, that's it for me today. Week 50 is done. We have 2 more weeks in the year to finish this planner out. We have made it. You guys have stuck with me, and it's been a lot of fun, and hopefully for you too. So I will see you next week, and I thank you for watching. Take care.